And welcome, my dear sweet viewers, old and new alike. Now today, we have an interesting topic on our hands, a little comparison between Bitdefender and Avast antivirus. It's important to choose the best antivirus to ensure the full protection of your device, and in this particular case, I'll show you who comes out on top in this confrontation. At the end of this video, you'll get full insight in what features both antiviruses have, how well they protect your PC, whether or not they impact its performance, and whether or not they're comfortable to use and their pricing. But before we begin, consider subscribing to this little channel. Only your support helps us produce new content just for you. And if you enjoyed the video, well, leave it a like. YouTube loves it, and so do we. An antivirus is software that protects you from all types of malware and viruses. You can find a lot of those online, most offering a free version to try out. Bitdefender and Avast are not unlike them. But today, we're looking at the full extent of their capabilities, comparing their strengths and weaknesses. But I know. There are some people who would rather jump right to the conclusion. And for those select few, well, you can follow this link to the original article and read through the text right over there. As for me and you, you who prefer to watch, well, we're going in deep, step by step, the proper way, you know? First, let's talk about features. Starting with Bitdefender, we have a healthy baseline drawn for us right away. Whether you use the free version or the paid one, you're getting malware removal essentials, frequent database updates, and constant monitoring of your PC for suspicious activity. The following features are available with the paid version. Network threat prevention, exactly what it sounds like. This feature protects your PC from known vulnerabilities, exploits, botnet URLs, and so on. Multi-layer ransomware protection. Sounds tough, but this is just a backup tool that backs up your data before ransomware can encrypt it. Vulnerability assessment, an analyzing tool that reports how you can better protect your device based on its current condition. Rescue environment, malware removal that's active during device reboot. Why? Well, some rootkits are impossible to remove once you boot up, so this feature is a must-have for me. Adjustable profiles. Well, that's straightforward enough. Bitdefender will adjust its performance based on your current activity. Anti-tracker. Don't like getting tracked online? Well, this one does the trick. SafePay browser. This feature helps you prevent your payment data from getting leaked. Password manager. Well, I think you know what that is without me having to tell you, right? And same with the VPN. The main thing is that Bitdefender's VPN only has 200 megabytes of bandwidth a day, so just get a separate VPN. There's a file shredder, in case you want to sell your device while making sure no sensitive data remains. And anti-spam, an email filter compatible with most mailboxes. It's quite adjustable for your own needs. Those are the basic paid features, but if you go for an even pricier package, you'll get additional features like webcam and microphone protection, preventing unauthorized people from watching and listening to you. Parental control. If you and your child are using the same device, you can restrict certain activities and websites for them. One-click optimizer, a registry cleaner for smoothing up your startup experience, and anti-theft tools, a feature to block your device and its tracking location on demand. Whew, okay, look, I got tired listing all this stuff. Let's just say there are lots and lots of features. A lot of indispensable ones, some rarely useful ones, but overall, it's a package that will certainly cover most, if not all, your security concerns. Okay, but what about Avast's features? Well, I don't even need to rest to list those. Free or paid, you're getting real-time protection, malware scans, Wi-Fi and ransomware protection. Same stuff as Bitdefender, but that's where the similarity ends. The premium package offers you Wi-Fi security, a monitoring tool ensuring no malicious agents are on the same network, secure sandbox. If you download a suspicious executable, run it in a sandbox to check if it's safe, a webcam shield, well, you heard about that one before, same as Bitdefender's, and website safety check. Every time you go online, Avast will check websites you visit to make sure they're not malicious. And that's it. Yeah, I know. While there are much fewer options there, the Avast Sandbox feature looks really useful though. However, Bitdefender has more features not only to keep your data, your PC, and your online endeavors secure, but also preserve the performance of your device. Okay, this round has a clear winner. Now, features are nice to have, sure, but aren't they kind of useless if they can't provide honest protection? This is really the question you should be asking. Features aside, actual protection they provide is more important than just a list of numbers, and that's where I rely on AV comparatives to make a conclusion. Oh, you're not familiar with AV comparatives? Well, don't panic. I'll explain. AV Comparatives is an independent company that reviews cybersecurity software and determines whether or not their promises of security are truthful. However, they usually take into account only bare-bone protection and, well, needless to say, both Bitdefender and Avast score quite high in their list, earning the maximum of 6 points in protection. Now, I'm going to assume that you are just as much of an online adventurer as I am, and you'll roam the internet looking for new things to do, eventually running into something shady. In that case, Bitdefender's extensive list of features will provide you much better protection. So, I'm determined to give this round to Bitdefender. Protection is good and all, but I really doubt that you'll enjoy an antivirus no matter how good it is if it makes your computer run like a MacBook from 2010, and that MacBook will most likely explode trying to deal with Avast bloatware that it tries to smuggle alongside itself during the installation process. Bitdefender, on the other hand, despite taking more storage space than Avast, barely affects your PC's performance. Additionally, remember the adjustable profiles feature? Well, that's where it comes into play, adjusting the amount of memory Bitdefender uses to make sure your gaming, streaming, or other processes are left undisturbed. Needless to say, Bitdefender is prevailing once more. Straight outs for Avast, but hey, nobody's born perfect. Now, Avast still has a chance to catch up if it has a good UI and is easy to use. And seems that is exactly the case on hand here. Avast has a small executable file and fast installation, but wait a minute. Oh boy, here come the tiny checkboxes. Yep. Remember my point about bloatware? This is how you get it. Muy disappointing. Well, maybe an app itself isn't bad and it's passable. It's a single app with a paywall. So if you're using a free one, there is some stuff unavailable that you can access only after paying. Makes sense, admittedly, but if you're determined to just use the free part, you're still forced to download the files for the paid features. I don't get it. On mobiles, Avast is decent. Their Android app has all important features, and iOS, well, most iOS apps are positively terrible, and this one is no exception. If you are by chance an iOS user, just don't use the app. Same goes for Bitdefender. I'll say in advance, thanks to Apple's politics, both these apps are just lackluster and probably unnecessary. Bitdefender's PC app is crispy clean though. Not only is it adjustable, so you can avoid installing certain features you don't want, it also has a very comfortable interface. Same can be said about the Android app, which loses only a small portion of the features compared to the PC version. Well, I'm tired of saying it, but Bitdefender is just better in that regard. Now, let's pretend you came upon a big issue with either Avast or Bitdefender and you're using their free version. Okay, what do you think's going to happen when you contact the customer support? Well, for Avast, nothing, nada, zero. If you're not paying, you're not a customer, so no need to support you. Bitdefender, on the other hand, values you even if you're using a free version of their service. For Avast, customer support exists in the form of tickets. There are phone lines and a support portal with guides, but for Bitdefender, you have guides, phone lines, live chat, and emails. More and better. Not even going to spell out the result here, come on. So with an outcome like this, you'd at least expect Avast to be cheaper than Bitdefender, and whoa, it is. But does it matter that paying Avast, you get the same stuff you did while not paying Bitdefender? Yeah, of course it does. Yeah, Bitdefender has a hefty price. Check those numbers out. But in terms of the comparison, it provides for free much more than Avast even in their paid form. So let's be real. Are you going to pay for a worse service? That's what I thought. Now, before I jump to the very obvious conclusion, I'll ask you to consider subscribing and liking this video, especially if you found it helpful. And thanks for reaching it this far. That makes me happy, unlike Avast, who only makes me sad face. Bitdefender is better in every meaning of this word, and I don't see a single reason to choose Avast above it. But if you do, well, I say don't give them any of your money at least. The service they provide is really not worth it. You're better off sticking with free Bitdefender, and a paid upgrade will keep you protected from anything that you encounter. That I'm sure of. Okay, there you have it. Hope that helped you a little bit, and I'll see you next time.